Here we go again, some more series of questions. And I'm in Las Vegas now, and you'll be getting questions from various locations as I travel around. Or I'll be getting the questions from you. This is from Stephen T. in Murray, Kentucky. The background, he's a student at Murray State and in sociology. What he's concerned about is, of course, freedom. And the question precisely is, how do you hope to overcome disenfranchisement, apathy, and lack of critical thought in the American people? Well, it's a little bit like raising children. If you don't make demands on them as citizens, they won't rise to the occasion. Our representative government is designed to maintain citizens in civic adolescence. What we need to do is to empower them, and that's my whole purpose of running, is to empower you, Stephen, to be able to make laws in partnership with your elected officials. Now, that means you're going to have to become responsible. You won't be able to just ask for something and not want to pay taxes. You'll be responsible. And people taking responsibility is how you solve the problem. The structure of representative government denies us this opportunity to be responsible. You give your power away on election day. I want you to keep your power and make decisions on all the policy issues that affect your life. I hope that responds to you, Stephen. It's a good question. Leads me to really what floats my boat. This is from Michael K. in Baltimore, Maryland. He's asking, the background is, of course, to bring back power to the average citizen, regardless of age. And, of course, I'm very sympathetic to that. He would go beyond, it would go beyond the 2000 election. And so he's asking me, how do you plan to get teens involved in your campaign, and would you be willing to accept my proposal of a teen campaign? I sure would, Michael. Send me your proposal. I'll take it under consideration. I'll tell you, politicians traveling around campaigning, myself included, learn more from the people through the exercise than you can begin to appreciate. I would say how precisely what I'm doing, exactly answering these questions and getting it on YouTube and Facebook. That is going for the younger generation. So YouTube and Facebook is what I have an immediate plan. If you have other ideas to improve upon that, please pass them to me. Next question is from Gabe B. in Washington, D.C. The Darfur genocide has displaced 2.5 million people. And the question is, what would you do about the current genocide in Darfur? Well, first off, if I were President of the United States, I can't do anything about it except, like you, feel horrible over the genocide that takes place. As President of the United States, I would try to get the United States of America to be part of the criminal court. We do not become part of the court. So it's very difficult for us to say, well, the leadership of Darfur should be brought to court and tried for the genocide they committed. How can we do that? One, if I'm president, I will use the UN as the device. And believe me, there's a lot of improvements that we can make with the UN, and I would make them. But initially on this question, I would get the UN to field a very strong military force to go there, arrest the leaders of the country, and then try to build a device to rehabilitate that country, and then put these people on trial in the World Court for what they've done in the way of a genocide. The next question is from Sue G., and that is about the criminal charges pertaining to 9/11. This is a good question, Sue, and let me tell you that you're suggesting, and I'll read what you're suggesting. Why do you not believe that 9/11 was a government conspiracy? Well, I don't know that it was. I don't know that it wasn't. I do know this. Have you looked at the 9/11 Truth Out? I have not. I have not had time. I am traveling and working as hard as I can in my campaign. And you're saying that there's a lot of evidence there that the explosives were planted. I don't know that, and I'm not an expert in that area. But I'll tell you what I will say and what I've said around the country when I'm asked by people who are concerned about the possible conspiracy prior to and after 9/11, because it would operate both ways. As president, I would initiate a major commission to investigate all facets of this, that would then have the power of subpoena, and then would have the power to put everybody that they subpoena under oath. And they would start with George Bush, Cheney, the neocons, you name it, the CIA, the FBI. They would come there alone, by themselves, with their attorney, and they would be put under oath. And if they were to lie, it becomes a felony, and they go to jail. This is the best way, and I think we made a mistake in not putting Richard Nixon in jail. I hope we don't make that mistake again with respect to George Bush and Vice President Cheney. I've answered that question. Next one is from Jim M. in Tampa, Florida. The background, he's got none. Could you let us know how follow the money of your competitors' campaigns contributes? They contribute. What's that? Well, here's the question. I'm reading it wrong. Maybe it was written wrong. I've made the statement, if you want to find out the kind of government you're going to get from Hillary and Obama and Edwards and the others, follow the money. Now, what the person is asking me, Jim, in Tampa, is where do you go look for the money? I recall seeing it, and I do it about every 3-4 weeks, look at the list. Do this for me. I've forgotten, quite frankly, right now, to give you a URL to go to. Google follow the money. Google donations to candidates. There are about 3 sites. One site I was much more impressed than the other, but they're out there. So you're as knowledgeable, or you wouldn't be able to ask me this question, or more knowledgeable than I am from a techie point of view. So Jim, go out there, Google it, and then once you find what you think is the best site, email me back that information, and I'll make sure the next time I put it on my bookmarks so that I will go to it more frequently. Let's wrap it at this point, and I'll go on to another session. Thank you, and thank you for the questions. Please ask your friends to go to my website and pose more questions. This is Mike Gravel. Whether you're interested or just curious to know more about me, go to my website, join me, enter your email, send me some questions, learn more about my campaign. Please do it now. Be a part of our ripple effect.